Good morning to you. The birds are chirping. Ooh, 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 ooh. Good morning to you. Hey, good morning, you guys. How are you doing?
Morning.
It is Friday. We finally made it to coffee and conversations because life been lifing.
Yeah,
life been lifing. And yesterday there was no coffee.
Honey.
Wednesday was no coffee either.
But we here today.
But we here Friday for hot topics. And honey, I think we got some hot topics, so we're gonna give y'all some time to tune in.
That's giving me chills, honey.
Oh, I got chills. I don't know if y'all listen to the Jill Scott rendition of the Star Spangled Banner that she sang at the Essence Fest this past weekend. But let me tell you, honey, chills every time. Now, I went with Nicole to Jill Scott concert in Charlotte years ago. I know it had to be about probably 10 years ago. But that's the first time I found out that she sing opera.
Oh.
And so she has a what do they call it? The falsetto? I don't know what's the terms of falsetto. Thank you. That she has a tone, whatever. But it is so when we went to her show, she sang all her songs, and then at the end of it, she went into her opera singing where she like hitting the thing. So I mean, I definitely see that's where she went with the Star Spangled Banner. It was giving that feeling that we got when we stayed, and she was like, I'm gonna give y'all this surprise, I'm gonna give y'all this piece of me that so everybody got their gifts, but people put you in your box, I feel like. So she definitely has a gift to with that soprano opera type of tone. But the way she sang that new Juneteenth rendition of the Star Spangled Banner, my God. I don't know if y'all heard it, but y'all gonna hear it a little later today. I'm gonna play it on here.
Wow.
But it was so very powerful, very clear. And I'm glad that finally, I just feel like the people that are in position that have the power to speak have to all start speaking at the same time. You have to all stop. To whom much is given, much was required and still is required. And so to be able to take chances, to speak, to blame Trump for saying what he want to say, and then all of y'all in position to say what y'all want to say and y'all not saying it. Why? Why are you mad? Because he uses his freedom of speech. You need to speak your minds too, because y'all got the damn camera on y'all. And when the camera is on you, you speak for the people who cannot be seen, who cannot be heard, who do not have the opportunity to say the things that need to be said because they are not in a position where everybody is listening. That's why I'm like, to whom much is given, much is required on a whole nother level. Right? So when God chooses you, he's trying to use you at the same time. So it's not about what you get that's going to serve you. It's about what you get that will serve others. And you being in position and you having the attention is how you really get into action with making sure you say what needs to be said, so people could be like, yes, hey, Brother William, how are you? Happy today, King. So yeah, they are not doing Brother William, did you hear Jill Scott rendition of the Star Spangled Banner that she sang at the Essence Fest this last weekend? I don't know if it got around to you, but let me tell you,
honey. And then that's what they was with old boy Neil. That was the Star Spangled Banner, but he Neil. Yeah. Nobody got time for that. Like nobody. No, y'all better remake that.
That's the Star Spangled Banner. Like you want us
and to. Then it's. I mean, I can't. I do what the hell I want to do. Like I can't.
He said, I did. Why wasn't it like every time that thing plays, chills just. Like all over my body. Shit. It was such a positive thing.
What up, cuz?
What's up? Good. What's up? Big day in the building. Somebody trying to be click.
All right,
About to love you for life.
Locked up. They won't let me out. Forever.
Listen, that's the best locked up you can ever be, honey. It's the best locked up that you can ever be, to find you a wife and to find you a husband and then be stuck to somebody for life, to grow together, to go together, to know together, to flow together, right? To grow together. Sometimes most slow together.
I know.
You know, so listen, marriage is everything, and enough of us don't talk about it like,
ain't it my rib?
Super excited. Right. Ain't it my rib, honey?
Somebody want me on their wedding day.
Somebody ready to say I'm ready.
Oh my God, I can see him.
I got my boo thing for life. He ready. He ready.
Honey.
He ready.
When you find it, honey. When you find her.
I found me.
Love you
this
too,
new booty.
The key is all of today.
Hit the Players Cup. About a month or two. This is, I found me. Ooh. This new booty. Listen, you got a lifetime booty. You signed up for it, honey.
Come on now.
We welcome you into the world of marriage.
Right.
To Marriage University.
So family oriented. I love it.
I'm telling you, that's what we need to make great again, marriages. Without that, there is nothing. It is the foundation of all things.
It's
it is the source.
To be the union. You're supposed to have a union.
Yeah. So I just be hating all the bickering. I'm just like, can it be a truce? Can these men and women find a medium and get about God's business, which is family, which is legacy, which is love, teamwork, making the dream work, which is understanding, which is, again, we start at the beginning. Love is patient. Oh my God.
Love is kind.
And I said, you know, we play on those words. I see Brother Will is here and playing on those words, right? When you look at the word patient, it also spells like, you know, a patient in the doctor's office, right? And so it just means, that something you're waiting to be served, to be patient, right?
Oh, you definitely in the waiting room, you know, something you're waiting.
You're waiting, right? You are waiting for yourself to get all the things that you need. So when love is patient, it's like, because it's doing the work, is showing you the stuff, is allowing you to see that, you know, you may be in the waiting room, because a patient, the most thing we think about is the waiting time, right? You wait more than you get served.
Wait to be called. Wait on the doctor. Wait for them to come in the room. Wait for the diagnosis.
Wait. You know, and so wait for the love to grow the way you want it to. Wait for your heart to have clear understanding and clarity. Wait for somebody to get your point. You know, wait for somebody to know when you high and when you low. Wait for somebody to understand when you need a break and when you don't. So that's what love is, patient. It is the weight of love. And it's the weight of love, W-A-I-T. It's the weight of love, W-E-I-G-H-T. It is all of those things hold power and they all matter. And so sometimes it's like them compound, what are they? Synonyms, right? When they sound the same but spell different. You see what I'm saying? And so wait and wait, right? Wait and wait, but it's all, and all of them have weight, right? Because a weighted thing on a foundation is hard to move when you got weight. You can't just, the wind can't blow it. So you need that weight, W-E-I-G-T. But then, W-E-I-G-H-T. And then when you trying to get to the next thing, and one person is further than the other.
You gotta wait it out.
You gotta wait it out.
W-A-I-T.
Come on now.
Because things don't last, trouble don't last forever.
It don't last always. And then marriage is a spiritual muscle you build it. And so that weight Every time you put a new pound on there, you're gonna get stronger in your marriage. Why? There you go. So you got to put a new weight on there because God said, I know I won't put more on you than you can bear. But when you learning to work out and learning to go through those processes, you also understand that the more you do, the more you go, the stronger you get. And so now you lifting it up, right? Now you going, right? And so now, yes, that's it.
You get stronger for the next problem. Like, bring it on. Oh, I got through that one. And together, it ain't just me and it ain't just you. It's us together. Two is always better than one.
Thank you, Lamar.
Yes, man.
Yeah, our goal is to inspire. Mm-hmm. Righteous. Come on. Yeah. Go ahead, cuz. He crunk. Somebody about to be a married man. Love so you can live. Come on now.
Absolutely.
Because love grows everything.
You love so you can live.
That's a good one.
Love
honey.
is to live.
Mm-hmm.
When you have love and you love, that is living. Oh, wow. Yes. Chef Ron, come on now.
Brother Williams says,
now is the time for us to share what we are experiencing and have experienced in this country and just bitching about it, but be about it.
Yeah.
We need to stand together so we can heal and shine together.
Come on now.
Yes.
Listen, look, Rondell's like, yes. Ron Paul like, yes, Will. Yes. That's it. This is like when my youth came to the world. My commitment to my wife is my life. That
yes, part. Honey.
That part.
Come on now. Whole another level. Yo, wife.
I love that. And that's that commitment. I'm saying we got the commitment to heal and shine together. And that's why I say marriage is so essential. Because it's teamwork. He said, I'm going to send you 2 by 2. That's what he said, right? Because when 2 touch and agree, it is so. And so if I can make sure every household has 2 that's touching and agreeing, then it means so. And so you are blessed so much because everybody is in alignment for their assignment. And so just imagine, like when we just was talking about how Jill Scott killed the new rendition of the Star Spangled Banner. When I say,
for us,
when I say, like Brother Will is saying, we have got to stop bitching and start being. Stop talking about it and start being about it, right? That's the part. The be is everything.
Being about it.
You know what I mean? It's really being that voice because you got that position, right? When you get put in position, you got to know what you're called to do. And I think a lot of people are pulled into position and everybody is afraid that they're going to lose their position. But God put you in position. Nobody else puts you in position. And so when you know the responsibility that is attached to your namesake, that is attached to who is following you, who is watching you, God said that your gift will make room for you. He will put you before great men.
Stand out.
Right.
Don't blend in. You got to stand out and make your voice heard.
And so imagine that. Imagine listening to, I don't know, y'all didn't hear it, but honey, I'm about to play it for y'all. Just in case y'all didn't hear Jill Scott. So I need y'all to get ready for y'all. My
heart like stuck in my, I'm like, woo.
And of course the Shade Room played it.
Can you see by the blood in the streets that this place doesn't smile? On you, colored child, whose blood built this land with sweat But you'll die in this place, and your memory.
Come on now.
Oh, say, does this truth hold any weight? This is not the land of the free. But the home of the slave.
My God. Let me tell you something. Look, sis, look. It doesn't feel. I don't know how many times it's gonna do that, but let me tell you, the chills. My husband talking about, you are so controversial. Yesterday I was playing in the mix. I said, did you hear? I knew I was supposed to be at the SFX this year.
Girl, I can't even imagine everybody in how they felt like when she was like, you just like,
it felt like I felt watching it on the thing, like, wow.
You felt that.
I was so moved, so enlightened, so proud. If that's a word, I felt proud of her. I felt proud of like Essence Fest. Like I felt proud.
You
like, can't
say nothing about truth. It's the truth.
Yeah.
I mean, what the hell? What can you say? It's not controversial. It's the truth.
And you know what the truth is.
Nobody combat that. I mean, it's one of them things like it is what it is. There's nothing to even dispute. There's nothing to, I don't care what color, creed, race, there's nothing to dispute about. Like it is, I said what I said, and it is exactly what it is.
Yeah.
You gotta just take that.
We gotta feel
that.
We got
just this is what it is.
How do you guys feel about that rendition of Jill Scott? What if you just heard it? What did that do for you? Did it spark something in you? Did it inspire you to think like, how can I be of assistance, right? What can I do different? That's why I said this. I always say the internet is like God, is the omnipresence, right? I wasn't at the Essence Fest, but because we have this, because it works both ways, right? And the reason why I say the internet is like God is because we are all God in the place.
You felt like you was there, like
in that moment, because we are all God pieces, and in being God pieces, that means you only represent God in how you show up. And sometimes we show up in the best, sometimes we don't show up in our best selves, right? But we still always a representation. And so it's the same thing with the internet. Sometimes you're going to have positive stuff that inspires you, that change your life around, that change your whole mindset and how you live in, and all these things got enhanced because of your access to information, right? And so what the internet is, it gives you access to information, but it also gives you the opportunity to find the things that serve you, that lift you, that build you, right? And so also, even when we see it, when there's a whole lot of stuff that seem a little bit crazy, or seem a bit off, it still gives a light to what's really going on, right? The things that are whispered around, the things that are secret, that once you have an actual visible and evidence of what it is, now you can operate it. Now you can actually put a thing on it and label it like Exhibit A, right? Because if I want to go and have the real conversation and to back up my feelings, it requires Exhibit A, Exhibit B, Exhibit C, right? And so having these moments when you can listen to that, like Jill Scott, and really feel exactly what she mean with every word, that you could just read. Because if you hadn't felt that way, there is something in your spirit that is going to connect to that word and that song in some kind of way because it is your ancestors' experience. It is rooted in the very DNA fiber of you.
As well.
Yeah.
Still. They ain't paying people what they worth, and they are the job.
Still.
The people are the job that they're giving you this certain amount of money for. Is still, they got to do better.
And you think of anything. If somebody comes in and builds something, you respect them, you honor them, you put trophies up of them, you put statues, let me say, up of them. You are just like, you made the difference. And I don't know why they have such a hard time being able to say you made the difference. Had it not been for your people, had it not been for the answers, had it not been, now that we have been uncovered, discovered, and now we know what it required for this to be what it is. What is so hard about giving honor where honor is due? And I think that is the issue. The issue is, even if you want to act like it never happened, the least you could do is put your foot forward and working toward making things right that was wrong, where you don't want to hold accountability, but you want to enjoy the fruit of our labor, but lack accountability to be like, okay, we see you. We know what y'all did. We're going to at least treat you like a whole human being now, right? We're going to at least act like you have something. We're going to at least honor your contribution to the world. We're going to honor all of that. What is so hard about giving honor and respect to us as a people? And I won't even say black people because ain't no such thing. That's a color.
They ain't treat us like a people. They never treated us like a person. That's the problem.
That is so true. William Brown says the question is, can we live in that reality and move forward? I believe we live in multiple realities. The Jill Scott rendition of the national anthem invites us to embrace both of our realities. I recently got a book, Love and Rags, on this topic.
Love and Rage?
Oh, Love and Rage. Sorry, I said Rags. Rags to Riches. Love and Rage on this topic. Yeah, and I think, and that's what I'm saying. I think it is so true that Star Spangled Banner is true to some people, right? And it's the people that sing it with that honor, right? And for some time we thought it was true because you thought that changes was was happening, right? You didn't know the history unless you went and read it, you went and found it, because how many of our, ancestors passed the stories down from generations to generations? Not enough of us, right? And so we are learning the history at their...
You learn at certain levels of
that
it. It's
part.
Like you always knew the main thing. Everybody in the world knows the main thing. But it's like the more you dig deeper, you learn more and more how I don't even know the word for it. It's just how...
And I think it's accountability, because it's like, almost it's the same thing like growing up.
It's like the surface, but then when you go behind the surface, it's like, whoa.
I was going to say, it's like growing up, with parents and stuff like that. It's like, it's accountability, right? And when people take accountability, or when people say they're sorry, or when people say, it changes the mood, right? And so it's like he said, the anthem invites us to embrace both of our realities, right? It allows you to, like I said, a seed is planted. Words are the seeds that plant, that make you say, well, what does that mean? And then when you go back and look at it, it's like, wow, the words are so powerful because you understand the meaning behind every single word she said, right? And so I guess that is the hard part, is sitting in that space and place and realizing, wow, our realities are different, which is why we got to respect each other and hear each other, right? And don't basically overlook somebody else's situation or circumstances, right? And so people have a right to say how they feel. And when you're saying you could one thing say, well, you know what, I don't, I have no idea how that is, and I can relate, and I'm gonna be open to looking more into it. And then you're gonna have the other person that be like, well, that ain't how it is, and da 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 da. And that's where the problem comes in, right? Because in order to embrace, you have to accept it, right? For right where it is. So an embracement is that no matter what it is, no matter what I want it to be, no matter what I wish it is, no matter, right now, I'm going to honor it from right where it is. It's like the logo of I Choose Me. You're embracing yourself even when you can't look at yourself, because it is what it is. So now that I embrace that part of it, now I can open myself up to being vulnerable to you. And remember, relationships is when you relate so the ship can move, and we no longer are anchored in our understanding. So until you understand what it costs me, till you understand how it hurt me spiritually, how it hurts me mentally, how it hurts me physically, until you understand all those things, we can never relate, and the ship can never move, and we will stay anchored in this whole philosophy that the two realities can't come together and have a certain type of honor, right? And I think that one reality that was given, that freedom that you sing so loudly about, you gotta have embracing for the fact that we don't get to sing it in this real organic way. It's not true to us.
And it's crazy because the freedom is only due to the men, women, whatever, who put themselves in position to give us that. And part. They don't even take care of those people the way they really should. It's just, it's like
it's thieving. They steal.
It's like that's just who they are.
Yeah.
They just
It is hard to comprehend.
It's like
it is very hard to comprehend. Lamont says, "Damn them people."
Them people.
And if we build together, we can rule the world. But our government put facades in our minds and hearts to hate each other. Yeah. Well, you know what I think they put? They put, like, it's not that they put it in our things to hate each other. It's just our experiences. And then, we be stressed and we go against each other just because that's what happened when you working so hard and you're not seeing the results. And then you look at somebody else and it seemed like life was working out for them and it's not working out for you. And unconsciously you build this wall of envy or jealousy. Not that you even paying attention, because as I say, comparison is the thief to gratitude, gratefulness, right? And so if I compare myself with you, then I'm thieving myself of the gratitude of the process that God has me on, right? Because all of our processes are different. And so I think that is hard to understand that we all have different things, but when we come together collectively, we be missing nothing. Everybody got a thing, but if we put all the things together, we are missing nothing. And so that's the part. So it's not about what you have in comparison to what I have. Is that I bring my piece, you bring your piece, she brings her piece, and we complete this whole picture, which is God's piece, right? Everybody got a master God piece. Everybody. And it's one of a kind. It's perfect. And so that's the part. And so while I'm looking at an area that you have flourished in, it may make me feel insecure, but that's okay, because God did not make me to master the area that you flourish in, because that's already done. He doesn't need to duplicate it. He needs a new rendition of the same thing, perhaps, just so you can find your flavor, right? Because we could,
twist, like only you can do it. Only you can do it. Even though it might be the same, but it's something the way you do it, or something about the way you say it and do it, and it makes it, because everybody is different and have a different way of understanding. So the way you do it and say it, you will reach these people, but you ain't gonna reach these people. But the way you doing it and saying it, you are gonna reach these people, and so we can reach everybody based on everybody being who they are.
That part.
That's what makes everybody unique.
Yep, that's what Lamont says. That's what I mean when I say we come together as a whole, as beings of God. That part.
God pieces.
God pieces, honey. The one of a kind, perfect God pieces.
Yep, because that's why I help who I can, not for nobody but God.
That part.
Come on now. You do it because that's what you do. It's not for nobody. It's because It's for God.
And
I'm just doing my godly duties.
And that's what changes each person in the same scenario, their story. Your story is what makes you great. Your story is what God intended when he put you on a platform, because he said they will see your promise. But I need you to humble yourself and tell them about the process, what I brought you through to get to where you are, right? And so people are always hung up on your promise. Hashtag goals is the world we live in. But nobody is ever hung up on the process. And that's why the responsibility of the promise is to give the evidence of the process, right? You had to see Jesus, Yahshua, die in order to respect the resurrection. The power was in the resurrection because it was clear that he died. So if you're walking around like you resurrected without first dying, then people don't understand the power in the resurrection and getting over that. This too shall pass. All of those sayings have no power because you look like you woke up like that. So I think that is so powerful, Lamont, because when we understand that God is the one who we are multi-level marketing for, then we are not ashamed of the process because we can stand in the evidence of the promise, so that now we become the storyline. Right now, when you tell your story, until you tell the story, God can never get the glory. And so the evidence closes the case. It doesn't matter what everybody think. When I put the evidence on the table, you're free, right? You are free to be. And so the evidence shows that I have been through hell and back, so I'm free to be. The evidence shows that I have done this to this, so I am free to be.
That part. He was here. The evidence of the journey, and then it's like, wow.
Yeah. And so you sit in the evidence of your journey, and you understand that it's hard for everybody. And everybody has their limits, and everybody has the things that makes them insecure. And then we have the secure things that build up our insecurity. So God said, harp on that one. Get those numbers up so that your average can get up. And then you will go in that other area, get a toot in that other stuff, right? And so that's why it's so important that we share what we're going through, because life brings us tutors every day. Because the more transparent I am what I want, what's going on, the more God sends what I need right to me. Because you got to be open about the growth and the process of what that looks like. And so I think that is so spot on. Excuse me, Lamont. Somebody's on fire. So listen, the husband to be is on fire today. Okay.
This morning, he up early. Come on, let's go.
Bound and cursed. Come on now. Oh yeah, we went through that. That's what are supposed to strive for, to be more godly. I'm trying to tell you. Okay, righteous. That's it. That part, right? Come on now. That's it. Love you. See you later on. That part. That's it. Cause yes. And so I mean that is the key. The key to being is to be able to accept those things, operate in a realm, and know that you're always representing a bigger picture. You're always responsible for somebody more, right? I gotta give me some rest.
All right, I'll be sitting up there with bags on your eyes. Don't be doing it. Yes. Go get some rest now. You so excited. No, y'all ain't getting no sleep last night. Can't get no sleep the night before.
I remember the night before.
No.
I remember the night before me and Chef Ron got married. I don't know why I put them curlers in my hair the last day. I should have just put braids in my hair. I'm at my bridal shower getting my hair done.
Oh my goodness.
Mind you, while in between them cleaning chicken in the damn sink.
What we was doing.
Honey, when I got
cleaning chicken in the sink.
After I had them curlers. Star gave me them big old curlers. So I was sitting up in the bed like this. I was propped up on the pillow. I said, and we was already married, remember? So we were married in the living room, and then we had an actual formal wedding. That honey, that had you up and going.
You be up.
Because even back way then there, it was like, what?
Good morning, Nancy.
Good morning to you, beautiful.
Hey, sis.
So I can be ready for my queen. That's right, honey.
Honey.
Get ready.
Don't let me bust out, because if I bust out, y'all all gonna be laughing later
and
on.
wait, and they gonna be in the garden, and they gonna. I think we go. She's a queen to be, queen to be, for whatever your heart desire.
Free of infection.
I forgot about that line. Free of infections. I'm done. But that could be a word. Oh, I'm done with you, Kia. She's free of infection. Now for your erection. Free for infection for your erection. I'm done.
I can't.
This is what we grown though. We can say
that part.
What grown folks say.
Hot topic.
Honey, that is funny.
All right, Trent Perry.
What we got here?
He said we suffer because we look for love in all the wrong places.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta collectively understand that God is on the inside and stop looking for it on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Then we will understand the power invested in each and every one of us as an individual. It is the true power of God. Come on now.
God. Then we will understand.
Stop searching on the outside and look on the inside.
The power invested in each. Do you hear that line he put? He said the power invested. You know what it means to invest?
Yes.
To sow into.
To invest.
That God said that I am, and that he gives us dominion and power. So he invested when he breathed life into us. He invested the assignment, right, of us getting in alignment. And so that's what he's waiting for. And so when we understand that we own the power, that we have the power, then we operate in such a confidence and such a truth that is undeniable, right? And the reason why we forget our power is because we allow people to deny us of our power. And we're the ones who serve notice.
Yes,
we tell you what we have. You don't tell us what we provide. And so I think that is
you just
that
gotta
part.
know what you know, regardless of what anybody else say you think.
I love to hear that about a husband. He said, come on now, I ain't sleeping a week. He been so excited about the wedding day. I love this woman with my soul. Come on now.
God, lover of my soul.
Lover of my soul, honey.
Come on now.
William Brown told me, y'all crazy. I love you. You know he's about infection. I know you trying to leave. It's hard to leave us and we having coffee and conversation.
You gotta come on some more Monday.
You feel like you gonna miss something.
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Lamont told me I'm going. He's been trying to leave for the last 30 minutes. That's right, Traveler. We got what we need. We got everything that we need. We have every single thing that we need.
All within each other. We do.
Oh my God. If we can just trust.
We do.
Ourselves in order to trust each other. Because even if somebody tries to take what you got, you are an original. Nothing beats an original. Nothing beats an original.
And you can't come in between a bond that's held on tight. So you know what I mean? It's like when you hold hands and band together, can't nobody come and bust through that.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
But if you ain't holding hands, it's like just go right through. It's like,
yeah. Honey, I think my motto on my shirt says it all for the movement. What? I pledge to embrace who I am today, love who I was yesterday, and inspire who I will become tomorrow. That's about knowing that you got what you need, honey, because you got to get out of the past in order to get present, because you can't skip over the present in order to get to the future. So it's in that, what's that song? In that order. What? In that order. Honey. So at the end of the day, honey, next year, sold out. Our Truth Name will be sold out at Essence Fest. Sold out. Next year. We going to be there next year, Kia, without a doubt.
Sold out.
I'm doing my inspirational fashion show this year, so we definitely gonna be in.
Oh yeah. honey.
I'm about to have sunglasses and everything. I choose me sunglasses. What? Holla at your girl.
With the logos on.
With the logos on. One of my here. One of my here. No, I gotta order all that. You know, I'm on a standstill for ordering. I gotta get rid of the stuff out for my new spring, for my new collection, not spring.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyhow, that's all we saying. We saying that we have to
band together and get in action for the attraction of our people. Because
share information.
Because I'm telling you, it's enough of us out here doing some amazing stuff with some good money that could band together and make a difference. Like, we don't need nobody else. All we need is us, because that's who, like Jill Scott said, blood, sweat, and tears built this America. Yeah. So why are we suffering, and why are we in this America when we built this America? They made us come together. See, the problem is,
oh Lord, now.
See, the problem is
I know what the problem
pulled us. They made us come together by force, whipped us, and made us do what they needed us to do for them. But for whatever reason, we can't come together to do things and come together to make stuff happen for us. But when they made us do it and whipped us to do it, you see what we built in America? We ain't got to be built and whipped and all of that. We got the mindset. We see what we could do. We see how talented we are as a people. So why we can't just put our heads together, come together, and do you know what we could do? And some of us got some money.
Change the world for yourself.
For you, we waiting for them to do it. They not gonna do it. It's for us to do, and it's within us. We just haven't did it yet. And God is saying, hey, y'all waiting on the wrong people. The people forced y'all to come together, and you see what they did, so you could see what y'all could do when y'all come together.
Yes, honey.
Why y'all gotta be whipped and forced and chained and I don't get it. When you got the willpower, the free mind to think and do what you want to do, you can't think to do that. You saying what you want, and y'all can get it done.
Well, you know what? I want to read this poem.
Oh my
One
God.
of my originals is in the How I Am Essential, is an ebook that you can get at that link. But this one is called How Tall Is Your Ladder? It says, where is your faith when you can't see? Where is that burning desire to know that things will always be? Can you see your dreams when lying in the dark? Will you allow God to come in and be your undying spark? Where is your faith when the rain seems to pour? Why is it that you believe there will be sunshine no more? Don't you know that pain and love is what gives balance to all? Did you realize we will never appreciate standing if we never had to fall? Can you see the world still turns even when you stand still? Because it's not in our power, but it is God's will. Where is your faith when it seems you are standing on your last leg? Why is it you still don't drop to your knees and beg? Beg God for forgiveness for not coming to him first. Why wait to the point when your situation has gotten worse? For when you have faith in God, he is the first that you call, not after you have exhausted every possibility and your back is on the wall. For the sky is the limit, but your faith is the ladder to the gift God holds. But if you don't believe in his power, then your future will not unfold. For God has your life wrapped up waiting to see just how long it will take for you to get to thee. So again, I ask, how tall is your ladder to the things you want and need? For it starts with your faith in God, which will determine if you succeed. So let's start building our ladder of faith to the sky. For it is only faith, love, and relationship with God that will get us by. I want to go on that last line. For it is only faith. We know what the F in faith is.
Come on now.
Freedom after insight to higher self. So if it's only faith and love is the greatest of these things. So I have the freedom, have the insight, the higher self. I'm operating in love, which is the greatest of these is love and relationship with God. Relationship is relating so the ship can move and you are no longer anchored in your understanding. So to be in a relationship with God, because you have the freedom after insight to higher yourself, meaning I know that you pick me and the only way it's going to happen if I do the moving, if I allow this flesh to take over my mind and take me where you said I should go, right? So you speak into me. That is my vision. And I use that faith because it's things hoped for, things not seen. So I know I had to get in action for my attraction by having the freedom after that insight, whatever that vision you gave me, to hire myself and get in alignment for my assignment and get into a healthy relationship with God, meaning that I don't blame him, but I accept the process into the promise because he started at the end and went back to the beginning. So you're going somewhere. And if I trust that where I'm going will require all the things that I'm going through, then I can accept the steps, because God said your steps are already ordained. It's already numbered. It's already created. So it's like I can't complain. I must maintain, because if I'm complaining, I'm not maintaining. And he said that you have the power to do all things that he gave you. I am that I am. You get to name yourself. And so I think that we got to remember that when we are going through this part in our life, when we're trying to figure things out, that is our responsibility. Trav Perry says,
examine the slip and not the fall.
Good God Almighty.
They use the perspective of God to contain and maintain us. We must examine our perspectives and concepts. Then we will see the keys to the locks.
My God. Isn't that a word?
Come on.
Because that thing that you mastered means that you can unlock somebody just by being vulnerable and being honest and saying, let me tell you something. I see what you're going through. I was going through that same thing. So that is humbling yourself, right? Not to be less than them, to know that you are so great that your story only makes you greater. So when I humble myself and say what it required of me, then I make room for you to trust that God has no respect of persons. He just respects the person who respects the person he created. And that's you and that's me. And so the respect comes from within that part, because you have a responsibility to the namesake, right? So what he called you, what your I am in. So that's our responsibility, to get our F's in order.
Get your F in order.
Don't let fear rule you.
Mustard seed, honey.
Don't let fear rule you.
Be sure to get your book. Click the link up at the top and get your book. Must have it for your collection.
Have it. You can get it in ebook, and it could be in you in a second. You can get it from my website. You can get it from Amazon. I'm telling you, what the F is your mustard seed, faith or fear, is a game changer. Game changer. F. Game changer. Because until we can be accountable to what the F we are saying to ourselves, we will never be accountable to what we are creating in our lives. Because what you say, you create. What you think, you shall be. And so if your F is built in fear, you will stay paralyzed and stuck in doubt and never grow, whether it's to the marriage part, to ask somebody to marry them so that you can live the rest of your life in joy, whether it's to say yes to that opportunity as a new level in yourself, to become that entrepreneur you always dreamed of. It's you doing the work. It's you saying yes to me because I know I'm qualified. And so whatever that is, just that I have a responsibility to the people who come after me, and that is my skin color, right? That are watching me, who I'm the example for. Yes to them. So it's so many different reasons why we got to start asking ourselves, how tall is our ladder?
Stop being dumb.
How tall is our ladder? And that we stop being dumb, right? It happened to be on the same page, huh? So I'm going to stop being dumb. Speeches or without a voice, right? The word says to ask and ye shall receive. And our elders always said, a closed mouth don't get fed. Your voice matters.
Your voice matters. Oh, y'all need to get this book too.
Oh, look.
This right here, honey, the prophetic poetry to heal the soul. Why? Because you are essential by Precious Paulin. Y'all hit that link. She has some amazing reads, books, poems.
All that good stuff.
Stuff that means something and is saying something. Or her clothes, her boutique, her blinged out boutique. You want to wear something that's saying something. I know
that's the spirit must have got hot in here because I done got hot.
Come on now.
He busy.
Whew.
Okay. So, Kia, what book you want to read from? Is your read today? You know you always be on.
I don't know. Okay.
Kia, you gonna pick something?
Prayers and promises. Let's do the mothers because we mothering out here.
I did that line. Just keep on pulling out to me. Examine the slip and not the fall. My God.
Examine the slip and not the fall.
Isn't that powerful? To examine the slip and not the fall, right? Because that's where we get stuck. We get stuck on the floor instead of what caused us to slip, right? And so now you get up.
I'm so embarrassed from the fall. You forget what the hell made me slip.
Right. So changing those shoes, watching when you're walking next time, all of those things is examining the slip and not the fact that you were on the ground and you just, I'm not going to go out because I'm more embarrassed that people saw me fall than the fact that something about me made me slip. Accountability, right? And so I'm concentrating on the what happened instead of how I happened, right? How it ended instead of how it started. That part. So I think that's powerful because we got to ask ourselves, that is the work. Compassion. I think that's a word right there. Let's see what God has to say about compassion.
All right now. Now, when I am with those who are weak, I share their weakness, for I want to bring the weak to Christ. Yes, I try to find common ground with everyone, doing everything I can to save some. 1 Corinthians 9:22. God, have mercy on me according to your faithful love, because your love is so tender and kind. Wipe out my lawless acts. Psalms 51:1. Praise be to the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Father of compassion and the God of all comfort. Mercy, Lord, you see my desperation and you cannot stay where you are. You long to intercede. As soon as I ask you, you respond. Compassion moves you. Move me, Lord. Show me something that breaks your heart and let it break mine. Let the pain I feel for others pluck me from my comfort and place me right in the middle of their suffering, ready, willing, and even desperate to act. How can you be a more compassionate person?
If that did not go with how we started this whole conversation, because compassion, right? To have passion is to suffer. They say the passion of the Christ is the suffering. Now, we started with the Jill Scott New Star Spangled Banner, which he spoke of the suffering. So to put myself, he said, put me in there. Give me empathy, right? He said, put me right in the middle of their suffering, ready, willing, and even desperate to act. My responsibility is to see you and to use what I have in order to move you further. So come on now.
Come on. Let the pain I feel for others pluck me from my comfort.
And so when we got in the beginning, when one of the comments was, is you got to see both ways, right? Let it pluck me from my comfort. And so while I think that was William said, right? while William was saying, you know, it is the two realities. That right there, God has said it. So have compassion enough that even though your reality is the Star Spangled Banner that we sing, to be plucked from your reality and to have compassion because you are now plucked from your comfort zone of how it does serve you and how it does work for you and how you don't need nothing to fix, but to have empathy and to see my fellow brethren who deserve the same type of freedom that I have, that I will not take for granted, that I will stop, come out of my comfort level to see your discomfort. Because if one of us is uncomfortable, if one part of the body ain't good, then no part of the body is good. And if we all represent God, I always say that God is so powerful that he couldn't give all of him to one of us, that he gave a piece of him to each of us. And I call it a God piece. In order for us to represent that big piece, if one part of the body is suffering, then the other part of the body is suffering. If these people are suffering, we are all suffering. And that is how it has to be. You gotta take yourself out of your comfort level. Yeah, life is working out for you, but what about for them? Yeah, everything seems fair to you, but look at the blood being, like she said, just, we're suffering. We are suffering still. And so I think compassion is the name of the game. How can you be more compassionate, a more compassionate person? That is the question that we have for today. How can I see your pain without having the same scar? How can I see your pain without having to have the same scar?
Examine the slip and not the fall.
Come on now, that's a word. We're going to get our IM. We are 55 minutes in. This has been a great, great hour of coffee and conversation. Hot topics. We swam everywhere, back around. We talked about marriage. Shout out to the Turners. They're about to be married. Miss Thing about to be a Turner now. She about to turn the key, girl. Turn the key, girl. Shout out to marriages. Shout out to love. Shout out to legacy. Let's get this IM card and let's get you people out and enjoying the rest of your Friyay.
And your weekend getting started, honey.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. I am the X Factor and I am highly distinguished. Those are two amazing I ams.
As a people,
I am the X Factor and highly distinguished.
Highly distinguished in the X Factor.
And you know what activates both of that? Your passion. Because the greatest of this is love, and your passion, your compassion, that suffering that comes out of what you've experienced is where your power lies. And so, yes, you have suffered, but your value will always be found in your valley. That is what makes you an X Factor. And I love that the X Factor came up because your job and your only job is to solve for X. And when you learn how to solve for X and recognize that you are highly distinguished, you become the difference.
And who was that? I am Malcolm X. Highly distinguished. The X Factor. Come on now.
Part,
we are all I am Malcolm. We gotta get that thing back.
I am the X Factor you speak of. We're waiting on you. So know that God distinguished you on a high level for you to factor yourself out so we could know what is the difference that is you. This has been an amazing Friyay hot topics, coffee and conversations. We spoke about compassion. You find it. I hope you catch the replay. If you missed it, thank you for all of you come on and left and the replay people. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. I hope that we made your Friyay a good start to the weekend. Tomorrow is I Choose Me Healing Ministry service at 7 p.m. at 4833 Bearwick Commons Parkway.
Bearwick Town.
Bearwick Town. I'm going to pin it at the top of my page with the address and the new time because we moved it from Sundays to Sabbath services, and it is free, and you can come out. You just have to bring your lawn chair or a folding chair. I moved it to 7 p.m. so that the sun is more so setting since it's still in the midst of summer. So it will be Saturday, 7 p.m. tomorrow. I will post it on my page and pin it. So whatever is pinned right now, the address of what it is, but the time is wrong. So I'm going to go in and edit it out. But tomorrow at 7 p.m., I hope to see you come out and fellowship with us. Bring your chair and bring your open spirit, okay?
Yes.
Because this is a place, I Choose Me Ministry. Healing Ministry is a place where there are no walls, floors, or ceilings to what God can do through you when you choose you. So I hope to see you tomorrow at 7 p.m., okay? So without further ado, I just want to say that it is a relay race and somebody is relying on you to turn your heartbeat into a soul beat in order to leave your soul print, because the fingerprint tells us what you got wrong in this world, but the soul print, it tells us what you got right. And what God got right is you. So remember, we don't compete. Oh, no, no, no. We complete. And the difference between them two words is an L. And the L stands for love, because love grows every day. So remember, you can never turn on anybody else's light, but you can provide enough light for them to find their switch. So stay lit in this world so somebody can find their way out of the darkness. It is your responsibility. Remember, that is the measurement of response in which you can have, right? It's the ability of measurement of response that you can have. And everybody has their own one. Everybody. And so we all got a level. The question is, what is your level? What can you do today that can bring compassion and a voice to somebody else who doesn't have one? That is your responsibility. The ability of measurement in which you can respond, right? We love you too, baby. We love you, Nancy. Mwah. So don't forget, you have been tuned into Coffee and Conversations. So don't forget to wake up and make today count. We love you. Remember, love grows everything. So love yourself first. I choose me. Hashtag no more excuses, because you were born enough. Take care of those souls, and we'll see you back here on Monday.